it is gonna be AK going up again, Coffee Prinz, and we see here AK. We know how good he is on that Shaheen. Insane win rate as well.
Oh, definitely. And aside from that, he opened up this episode, day 4, with a barn burner of a Paul. Super exciting. Up against Rock and Roll, and that was really great. But now here up against Coffee Prinz, we see the standings. It is a very emphatic 8-2 in favor of AK. And holy moly, this is an uphill battle for Coffee Prinz. But of course, once again, AK might have cooled down, and Coffee Prinz is still coming hot from his fight against Mouts.
Yeah. And, speaking of AK bringing out the Paul earlier today up against Rock and Roll, you think he'll still stick with the Paul as the day moves forward, or maybe he's in a different mood now that it's to close out the day?
We're thinking, what is gonna be the case? Could it be, since he pulls out the Paul now, he might pull out the Law?
Another sort of vintage sort of AK to come out here. One of the picks that really made him so popular in the Tekken community.
Personally made me a fan of him when I was still new to the competitive scene, or at least new to watching the competitive scene. And AK was really well known for his crazy Paul and Law outside the country. And now, like, seeing that Paul, seeing shades of Tag 2 AK brought like a smile to my face and constant dangerous beatings to my heart.
I want to see more Paul actually come out here, but yeah, who knows? Again, he's been one of those players who has been testing the waters, hasn't really needed to fall back to Shaheen unless he really needed to, after dropping the first game. He was testing out Vacuum Ram earlier in the conference, day 1. He really hasn't brought out the Shaheen as often as he did during our previous season.
But yeah, another thing is AK is actually super dangerous and a sleeper multi-character machine. Aside from the Shaheen that he's so loyal to, that where in the first season of the Nationals, he'd constantly call for Shaheen buffs. Either as a joke or serious, I'm not entirely sure. Please don't buff Shaheen. He wants to buff Shaheen. But anyways, you go, and then he had a few games on Geese. He had a bunch of games on Akuma. He pulled out the Leroy. He pulls out the Vacuum Round. He has the Paul and the Law. And he even has a Julia.
Yeah.
So we don't even know what he's going to pull out from here. And look at this man. He looks like he just cooked up a new pot of rice. And Coffee Prinz, on the other hand, keeping himself serious. He just played a game, so he's keeping it hot.
Yeah, I gotta keep that coffee hot in order to keep the ball rolling for him. But yeah, I want to see a Coffee Prinz actually stick to Steve right now. Maybe not switch back to the Leroy. I think Steve already looked very, very good, and especially going up against AK, wants to be something that he is, most comfortable on going up against AK.
I personally want to see him play more Brian. There was a lot of he had a strong showing in day 3 with that Brian, and I actually want to point out how that could possibly be one of his game changers. The fact that no one really hasn't seen his Brian as much as they used to. Yeah. The Steve was a great surprise, but Brian could possibly be there. But of course, Brian is a strong character, but this is AK we're talking about. He might just try to pull off some shenanigans against Coffee Prinz.
Oh yeah, definitely. But now that we are preparing to see this match unfold, talking more about AK, he's currently second, I believe, in the standings, looking to catch up to his teammate Dojin. So, a 2-0 would be definitely helpful for him right now. Let's see which characters both of them decided to go for as we are heading into game number 1. Oh man!
All right.
We're lucky today. We get more Paul from AK.
And of course, Coffee Prinz actually going back to the Leroy. This is pretty interesting. Coffee Prinz wanting to go back to the Leroy Blues. He wants to polish that up, considering the fact he has picked him a lot, but it was to varying success. So I'm guessing he wants to go for his strongest character against one of the strongest players in terms of standings.
You see there AK opening up with a hop kick. This is a neutral hop kick. Coffee Prinz though, not wasting any time to start his offense here. Really is trying to establish a stand-up up against AK.
Oh my goodness, the back sway 4 going on counter hit. But it doesn't matter. Mortar punch, that is +9 after all. You have a lot of advantage after that. But the fusion dance from Coffee Prinz puts AK to the wall.
Oh, but the shredder kicks! AK stealing that round away from Coffee Prinz. Just ran into the shredder kick. Oh, big counter to start the round. No conversion. Down forward 2 from AK. We think we're gonna go downstairs.
No, we're not. It's unscaled. If you're going for the 3-2 combo, that's not gonna break the balcony. So of course, AK probably saving that balcony for later. But of course, he does have the life lead here. Oh my goodness, DF2 again! Death Fist? No, Demo Man. And the Death Fist to finish it off.
Round 3.
And my goodness, this Paul's so dominant.
Yeah, you just feel it, you know, when he hits you with a Demo Man, when he hits you with a Death Fist, you just feel that it hurts. Such a hard-hitting move. But right now, Coffee Prinz not looking too good, is at the wall right now.
Oh no, he let that string rip. This is pretty unfortunate for Coffee Prinz. Perfect ending with a Death Fist. Oos!
That looked like party time for AK, letting every string rip. Ernest, you look like you have a lot to say. You look very happy, very satisfied with what we just see. He can't wipe the grin off his face.
I'm so happy. Anyways, one thing, AK really is utilizing a lot of the oppressive plus frames that Paul has with the backsway 4s, the Hammer of the Gods, the sidestep 1. All of those are really good, and he even throws a mortar punch at the side too. That's just +9. That's ridiculous. And good God, Coffee Prinz had no answers because the offense was relentless. Constant sidestepping, constant QCF3s, constant poking in between all these big moves.
And, you know, it kind of felt bad for Coffee Prinz because from his side, you know, he really wasn't given any room to breathe by AK. Just the moment the offense was flowing for AK, Coffee Prinz seemed to always be back against the wall, really not able to find any offense of his own. But hopefully he can change that here, heading into Game 2. Need to make some quick adaptations here. Try to slow down AK at least. Let's see here. Stage switch over to Abandoned Temple might be the key here for Coffee Prinz.
I'm so offended because his online profile says it's only 3 wins on that Paul. But anyways, that's just scary to think that he could be like that. Oh my God, the Death Fist. Punish that. Good stuff here from Coffee Prinz. But oh my goodness, AK would steal the turn with that DF2 so much. Punish.
Demo Man tries to go for the cross up. No. All right.
I saw what he's trying to do there. It was a cross up. It would be a down jab into a rising 3-2. But of course that didn't happen.
It catches you out of nowhere. Honestly, that blue Death Fist coming out from Paul.
It's just crazy. Oh my goodness.
What are these moves coming out from AK? He's letting all the strings rip. Coffee Prinz.
It's so scary.
In rage right now.
Ah! Ah!
Ow! That hurts. Right now, AK is turning up the offense with Coffee Prinz trying to fight back. Starting to respect these Death Fists coming out. Oh no. He's put AK in rage.
Oh no. No. Coffee Prinz playing a bit more kosher from here. But of course, this is a Paul after all. Oh no, punish that!
Oh,
okay.
very scary stuff there, putting Paul in rage, but Coffee Prinz is able to get a round of his own. Finally gets a round on the board.
But yeah, one thing Coffee Prinz is adjusting to is this defensive play. If you've noticed, he's been blocking a bit more, trying to bait the Death Fist from AK. Because once again, he has a lot of long-range punishes. Oh, punish that! And AK is at rage after all. And this is where Paul becomes really scary. We joke about it, once you have the red stuff as Paul, you might be in the lead. But Coffee Prinz
Yes.
preventing it so many times.
And this time around, he's already tied this up. Game point for Coffee Prinz. The adjustment has been excellent now for Coffee Prinz, but still respecting, not wanting to run into anything from AK.
Oh, good whip punish there from AK against the what do you call this? It's a constant trade of movement if you've noticed. Oh my god.
Oh, very close round right now. About 30 seconds left. Slight advantage out to AK. Good punish there from Coffee Prinz. Puts AK in rage. You know, Paul, when he's rage, he might just hit you with that. No, he went for it!
But yeah, the Hell Sweep didn't go through. AK blocked all of it. Launch punishable. Oh god!
He went for it. You gotta respect the man. He went for that Hell Sweep. Went for that 50-50 mix-up against AK. But AK just able to move slightly away from the first hit of that string, you know, from the low. Then able to punish accordingly once block went through. So congratulations, AK.
Welcome back to the National Season 2 Tekken Conference Day 4, and we're now at the post-game show. You're still with me, Claire, on air, and sama ko ngayon, enigmatic casters natin, si Chito and si Young Rafiki. How you guys doing so far?
What's up, Claire?
I'm doing great.
Yeah,
Right? I think today was such an intense gameplay for Tekken, like surprising competition twists, and couple of food metaphors from the casters. At some point, nagugutom naman kami lahat. Looking at you, Young Rafiki. Ano ba yun?
yeah, of course. Like Chisto and I were having a great time when it came to calling the shots there and just showing, just seeing front row seats in Tekken. But of course, aside from that, it just really showed the talent.
Right.
It's just a lot of excitement for the talent that these players have, and honestly, like I wouldn't want any other way. Just having front row seats here.
Yeah,
I agree.
definitely best seats in the house for watching the matches. But yeah, I was super happy to see a lot of the players who, you know, struggled yesterday really bounce back for today.
True.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I want to prick your veins out, guys. Lots of things happened today. Like, if you can comment about Nature Lover and Vermilion taking 2 matches today. What do you guys think about that? How did that fare up for you?
Yeah, I think both warriors really showing their fighting spirit there. Able to bounce back, like I mentioned earlier, and I'm really happy to see, you know, Vermilion, a player who we've seen be on the winning side during the regular season, really show some hints of his dominance back then today.
Oh, definitely. And another thing about Vermilion is, especially now because of a new environment, we're probably going to see more of him like playing around with the characters rather than stick loyal to Devil Jin. And now, especially, I'm pretty sure he's confident in his talent. I'm confident in like his talent. I'd even say that he'd stay top 8 no matter what. He'd probably not shake up his standings. So a few losses wouldn't be an issue for him, as long as he sticks to his game plan, and of course listen to Nature Lover, since Nature Lover was also his former coach, and the guy has a lot of knowledge when it comes to Tekken.
True that. That's a really good and valid point. Now, also, I want to pick your guys' brains out because it's always going to be part of the conversation. Personal picks sa inyong dalawa. Do you think AK can defend his crown and bring honor to the Playbook family once again this season, or will somebody else steal for this season? Looking at the progress, anybody can answer this question right now.
Can I go? All
Yeah,
right.
go ahead.
I think it's still LPE that's gonna be on top of the standings, but this time around, I think it actually might be Dojin instead of AK at the top when all the dust has settled. So I'm pretty
Ooh.
I'm confident
Good
that
prediction.
this might be Dojin's season to take over AK.
Okay. I like that. I
What
like
about
that. Okay. Bear with me on this. I'm very biased to my Lord and Savior rock and roll. Actually, I'm very biased to a lot of these guys, but I have a few picks of my own that I think could possibly outdo AK. Yes, 1 would be Dojin, 2 would be Vermilion, and 3 would be Maru, and of course rock and roll because I love rock and roll. But anyways, all valid choices here. especially Maru. Actually, I want to point out this one especially. Dojin has been denied the championship in the previous season, and would want to prove that he's also a dominant Tekken player. He's actually one of the best Tekken players in the Philippines, and he has a chip on his shoulder. But Maru, my God, when Maru gets hot, he gets hot. When during the time when he struck gold all the way up to the finals in the season finale of season 1 of the Nationals, he he looked unstoppable, and every single thing that he did just fell into place. Every low parry. If you've noticed, Chisto, you remember this. This man did not eat any single low at all that time. And
Yeah, going back, just a quick,
low parry god, right? Low parry
yeah,
god.
super good. And again, like you mentioned, when Mario does get hot, he's just super good for the rest of the tournament.
But yeah, but I think Maru, is my topmost out of the four I
Maru.
mentioned. Yeah, he's just when it's his day, it's his day. He's just so streaky, and it's so beautiful the way he plays. It's this playful, out of character kind of aggression, and he has a lot of proficiency in a lot of these characters. Anna, Kazumi. You have the Josie. You have the Asuka. He actually knows a lot. Leroy. He has Lars, and we don't even know. He might even pull out the Fakumra. And that's why I think he's a good contender for winning the nationals this season.
So that's it. Young Rafiki with Maru and Chisto with
Dojin.
Dojin. There you go.
Yeah.
That was cool. But you know what? Let's talk about let's put the limelight on somebody else na naman this time. Specifically, the person who was there continuously for the past few last games and nandito, Coffee Prinz. Now, we all know that he had different characters aside from his Leroy, because against Mouts he was Steve, against AK he was Leroy. Do you guys think that with his playstyle she should do a redemption arc on his Leroy, or should he be continuing his Steve main? Sa tingin nyo, with his playstyle, do you guys have any answer for that?
Honestly, parang ano to eh. It's a matter of character loyalty versus going with the tiers.
Yeah.
We've discussed this before, and like a lot of people have discussed this. Coffee Prince in the previous season, napakalakas ng Steve niya, and he's just pretty proficient. There was a Cinderella run in the first conference. Second conference, he didn't get to the playoffs, but of course in the season finale he showed his chops. But at the same time, he's getting with the times. He's trying to get with Leroy. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, and
Okay.
I'd say that I want to see him try to utilize that Leroy more, because there are growing pains. The way he plays is very different from other Leroys. Pero at the same time, this is Coffee Prince's Tekken.
Okay.
Tingin ko he should.
That's
I really respect character loyalty. So from my side, I think mas maganda if he sticks with his signature Steve Fox. I think where he's produced his best results is where he should stick. I feel like the Leroy pick might not work out for him long term. I really like seeing the comfort he has on that Steve Fox. So moving forward in the conference, I'm gonna say I think it's better if he does stick with the Steve.
Okay.
This applies to the rest of the guys sa roster. We do have a lot of players like going away from their signature characters. Nakita naman natin si Mouts. He has the pocket pick Ganryu, but then again, he's also a Ganryu loyalist. Guys like Hapon, tinatawag namin ng Eddie ng Pinas. Happy Feet Emperor's Hapon, and he's called Eddie ng Pinas, but so far we haven't seen a single Eddie game from him. But then again, it's getting with the times, diba?
True. You never know. They might pull up their cards probably towards the end of the game. Who knows what happened? It's very unexpected. We're almost about 6 days until we finish off the season. What do you guys have in store? What do you think is going to happen throughout the rest of the seasons? Do you think that it's just going to be an incline for the players that are happening right now, or every single day could change the fate of the players and the teams?
Tingin ko, I think as far as the top 4 or 5, it's gonna be the same faces as we've seen throughout the nationals. It's gonna be the same, 4 players dominating, maybe AK, Dojin, Vermilion, Jules will be at the top of the standings. But apart from those 4, I think dun tayo makakita ng difference between the rest of the people in the pack.
And
Right. Young Rafiki.
honestly, from here on out, it's a bloodbath. It's gonna be a bloodbath.
Yeah.
It's
Very accurate description.
It's basically this. Nakita naman natin si Nature Lover, who's been having Leroy nightmares playing against other characters. He is a very strong Julia. He is the Julia that is known here in the Philippines. When it comes to that, guys like Raf and Aramis already knew Nature Lover's name before when we got here, when we got to Manila just recently last year for the first season of nationals. I was still a newbie to FGC back then. I'm still an eternal student, but it really, even all these guys are top quality players, and there's a reason why they're here in the nationals. And para sa akin, it's an equal playing field, and they're just gonna constantly try to drag each other down. Blood will be spilled. It will be everywhere. Everyone's gonna slip one way or another because there's just too much blood.
Love that. Love that so much. You know what? I'd like to thank you, Chisto and Young Rafiki, for really giving us all the energy and all the hype that we need for happening here at day 4. And you know what? By the way, guys, we do have an off stream for the rematch of Hapon versus Dojin. So that's good news. That's going to be happening off stream September 12. And with that, Chisto and Young Rafiki, do you have any last notes to give our viewers right now?
Thank you for watching, guys.
Big thank yous to everyone. Every single time. We're all so hungry for Tekken, and it's finally here. The Nationals is here, and all of us should enjoy it. This is great Tekken.
Right, so to all the viewers who are watching right now, thank you very much for all the support. I know that you guys are hungry for more, but we have much more to give to you. And for all the players, you know what, guys? It's a bloodbath, according to Young Rafiki, so anyone can just, pour out blood anywhere. You guys have it in you to become winners. And that's it. You're watching Nationals, especially the National Season 2 of the Tekken Conference, Day 4, and we will see all of you on Day 5. Bye, guys.
Champion.